Look at my ankles right. Just talking about my gray hairs earlier. I'm not old, y'all. I promise. It might be just be stress or something. So listen, what's up? This is Sean Way, and I want to take y'all on a journey. Hear me out. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and me and a friend were, kind of going back and forth about gear. He made a really good point. 9 times out of 10, the person that has the gear isn't using it to capacity. And you find that a lot. And the conversation was surrounding church musicians. I play in church, he plays in church. He doesn't play exclusively in church. I don't play exclusively in church. But that's, where the majority of our time is spent. And in a lot of churches, you will find that guys have, a $4,000 keyboard, and they only using 5% of the board, their capability. I'll give them 20% of the board. And not as a knock, but for me that was an opportunity because my guys talk about me and how I have I've had a lot of keyboards in the past, but not about what I've had, but how I utilize it. I always get in the brains of the keyboard that I have, and I learn how to work it. The hardest keyboards I try to learn how to work those keyboards just because it's interesting to me. It always has been interesting to me. You can call me a nerd, a tech head, whatever. That's me. I love it. I love to do it because, and the funny thing about it is they always come back asking me questions. Hey, how do I hook this up? How do I do that? Do you know on this screen, what do you do in this and that and third? Or what do you think about this and that? And that's cool. That's all, part of what being a musician is about. And I love it. So I want you to take this journey with me. I'm going to go into, I'm not going to really review gear, but it's going to be about church music tech. A lot of it will be from the experience of a keyboard player because I primarily play keyboard. I play keyboard at the church that I play at now. But I'll get into bass. I play a little bass. I'll get into drums. I do not play drums. I don't like playing drums, but ain't nothing like a good drummer and a bass player. Listen, we'll get into organ. We'll get into guitar. I'll try to rope in people who I know are good at their craft and will help supplement this conversation. But I definitely want to go through, some of the things that you can use to enhance your situation. If there's a worship moment going on and you want to enhance that situation, and you want to make sure that you're locked in tune with it musically, what tools you can utilize in your board to make that happen. If you're running into a situation, which I always do with polyphony keyboard players, hate it. I'm gonna do a whole video on polyphony, I promise you. But I'll start out by giving you a look into what I do in my situation, what I bring, why I bring it, and how I use it, even how I hook it up, what sounds I use. Ain't no secrets. You know what I'm saying? We gonna dig into this thing, and then I'll bring some of my guys in, some of my folk in, so that we can make this thing grow. So we can grow each other. As iron sharpens iron. All right. So I want you to take that journey with me. I want you to consider one thing, though. Well, a few things. It's not as much the gear as it is the player. I want you to keep that in mind. Just because you have a $4,000 keyboard don't mean that you playing $4,000 chords. Come on, somebody. Or that you're able to accompany the situation that you're in to the best of your ability. It's all about the practice that you put behind the gear and the situation that you have, and you must practice. You must practice within your setup too. I'll get into that later on. But I'll give you an example. I have a friend, dope bass player, super dope bass player. I met him, he was playing, I think it was called a tone. Anyway, so he played that for a little bit. I don't think he liked it that much because he got rid of it. He ended up getting a Squier bass. Had the black Squier, black active jazz Squier killing for a good number of years. And then, he was faithful to the bass. All you saw on his bass was new strings, and he even got new basses, but still played this Squier. Sold those basses and kept the Squier. And just until recently, he bought another bass. And I heard him playing on the new bass, and the funny thing about it is the bass sounds a little different in quality, but it sounds the same because it's not the bass, it's the player. And he spends time practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing. And that's what it's about. That's what I want to share with you. So walk on this journey with me. All right, let's do it.
Hold on, say it. How to usher they people into work. Let's sit down before y'all begin to.
We'll just bring it down.